Hello everyone, and today we are going to go through some last minute tips to assist you with assignment 2 from Dr. Bahau. Some of us at this point, I would assume that you already have a completed assignment. So try not to procrastinate, guys. Try to get it out of the way. Try to finish way before the UK's deadline. My rule is always go 2 days before, always finish at least 2 days before. Really and truly, you should be at this point doing some last minute polishing. Alright? Now, I'd like to remind everyone who have attended the classes and who have been reading their emails that a very comprehensive guide was given to you, where basically all of the guesswork was eliminated in terms of how you were going to approach assignment 2. You were given which theories to use, you were given a structure for your assignment, and also specific examples from drafts were discussed and supplied to you for application purposes. I'd like to remind you of the task for the assignment. You are required to critically evaluate support or barriers to creativity, innovation, and corporate entrepreneurship. Please use influential theories to provide an in-depth analysis so that you can conclude and present feasible recommendations, 3,600 words. And I've highlighted in red to remind you what is important, what it is you need to focus on, where you need to really steer the ship. You are answering the question as to whether there are support or barriers or drafts to facilitate creativity 1, innovation 2, and by extension, as you learn, creativity and innovation contributes to corporate entrepreneurship. Alright? At this level, at a master's level, alright, yes, I gave you the assignment guide, but at this point, you should be questioning assumptions. You should also develop your own voice. Use information that was given to you, use information that exists, and be creative with it. Alright, there's really no right or wrong answer at this level. The real deal is your strategy. Strategy is what matters. And I'd like to draw an example from Steve Jobs, who broke all the rules in running his business, but yet, created a very successful, legendary company. Alright? So I'd just like to remind you guys, yes, we discuss things in class, but you need to look at things at different angles, question assumptions, just try to be a little more creative. Now I have had the opportunity to review some assignments. I noticed the gaps. I explained to every student as much as I can where they could improve, where improvement is needed. But the gaps tend to be similar for the majority of students I saw. So for those of you who did not submit drafts or who did not attend the last session where I was doing individual consultations, I hope that this could be of some help to you. I have some mere suggestions regarding your assignment, alright? I did say develop your own voice. So when I gave you the original headings and so on, I was hoping that you would have made some sense out of it and, just recreate them accordingly. But based on the assignment drafts that were given to me, I saw that everybody took the cookie cutters approach and basically, use exactly the same subheadings. Alright? So I'd like to warn you against these things. You can try to recreate accordingly. At this level, you should. Alright? At any rate, I'd like to offer what I believe would, an updated structure to the assignment. It does not change what we have done. It is just reorganizing some words. Okay? So you have your introduction. Please follow the guidelines given for the introduction. And I'd like to recreate the heading for organizational creativity, ensuring that it is full alignment to what the assignment has asked us to do. So it says 2.0 conceptualizing creativity, innovation, and corporate entrepreneurship. But you are going to do the same thing for that section. You are going to discuss the influential theories, The same ones that we discussed, like Woodman, Amable, Sternberg, the innovation theories like ambidexterity and so on. Alright? Do not go overboard. You are just trying to highlight those of significance that can really bring you to a point where you have acknowledged that organization's ability to create and innovate is in a multiple level of analysis approach. So that is basically, after you have looked at those theories, you would have concluded that, and therefore use that reasoning by which you're going to base your evaluation. So hence 3.0, we'd like to call it evaluating creativity at DRAX, because the assignment asks us to do 3 things, alright, to touch on 3 areas. So we're keeping the same levels of analysis: individual, group, and organizational. So 3.1, you'll do individual. Please don't go on individual. You're just trying to show them the significance of individual creativity as it facilitating or hindering organizational creativity as per the models, Amable or Woodman or whoever you use. Alright? Keep it short, keep it brief. Group creativity, another model. Please look to see what barriers or support are there. Use the same things that we discussed prior: norms, cohesiveness, group composition, group processes, and so on. And then your internal contextual influences. Again, you can go down the same way that we highlighted it before: culture, use the keys survey for climate, speak about leadership, ensuring that you show them that you know the value of creative leadership in developing high levels of creativity and innovation, structure resources, and so on, right? Number them accordingly. Make sure that you have your heading numbers. And then you have the external contextual influences like legislation, all right, at the UK, as discussed by the case. All right, 4.0 is where you actually evaluate innovation at DRAX. So this is where now you would discuss a little bit on, their ability to engage in open innovation, how well they were in terms of disruptive innovation, and did they follow the ambidexterity approach, because that is a theory for innovation. So introduce whatever theories and apply them accordingly, making sure that you bring to surface or you highlight what the barriers and support are to innovation. Lastly, you want to evaluate change management at DRAX, and you just don't do it in a vacuum. Show the significance, right? Make the connection to show that change management is a process that is required for facilitating innovation and creativity. If it is a company wants to be creative and it wants to be innovative, but they are not changing and there's no change, then there would be no innovation and no creativity. So therefore, corporate entrepreneurship will not flourish. So you are trying to kind of, bring everything together under change management, analyze how DRAX carried out their change management process. Please feel free to use little graphs and charts here and there, but apply to the case of DRAX. Do not use it as a replacement for discussion, but to support your discussions. Alright, so you can itemize the various change processes that we looked at, let's say from Lewin or Cotter, and put dashes or in a table and actually itemize at DRAX how this was done, and then conclude to say whether if you believe their process was a barrier or support for creativity and innovation. Right? Your conclusion should be very clear. It should come straight from your analysis. Alright? Your conclusion should bring back, what the aim of the report is, as well as discuss what were the barriers, what were the support, what were the most influential barriers holding back DRAX, and so on. So start to, if you want to talk about it from a hierarchy perspective, whichever, use your creativity, but you conclude. Your conclusion can only come from your analysis. Then you make your recommendations. Your recommendations should be solid recommendation based on the multiple levels of analysis. Identify exactly where the gaps were, where the barriers were, and how you will address them. Alright, remember your conclusion makes way for future implications that your recommendations would actually be based on. Please follow the rules for recommendations in terms of it's not a list of ideas. It should follow, time scale, priority level, what resources are required, and things like that. Okay, so I noticed that there are some students who came to me with problems. They showed me their projects. That was like in the first or second week of school, and then I never saw them again. Alright, please don't get discouraged. Please don't feel that there's no one here to help you. Alright, please don't give up. I was there once, I know what it is. Do not hide, show up, try. You can do it. Okay, you made a decision this year to start your masters, and you are going to finish it. Okay, and if you haven't had a chance to register for my seminar, alright, I really recommend for you guys to do it, because I know exactly what UOB wants. I know their style, and this seminar would really assist you in conceptualizing their approach, so that you can ensure that you meet their requirement and not struggle with other assignments or other projects that you may have in this MBA. So please try to register early. Okay guys, so that's it from me. Good luck, best of luck in assignment 2, and if I don't see some of you if I don't bounce you all up somewhere, please don't be a stranger. Okay, you can always contact me. You have my information. I will always be there to support you as much as I can. Okay, take care guys.